Welcome everyone, my name is Paula Phillips, also known as Journal Artista, and it's Wednesday night. I did want to start out by saying, Ustream's been having some problems today, and if you're hearing me like a chipmunk and super fast, I have had a lot of caffeine, but that's not the problem. Um, it's something to do with the Ustream servers. So, yeah, there's nothing, we don't know a fix. Hopefully Ustream will have it fixed in the next day or two. So, for lots of people it's fine, and then sometimes it's fine in one and not in another, and so I apologize for that. Thank you, Ustream, for being free. So I went out today and searched for the cloth paper scissors article that I wrote in the new May-June issue, but it's not out in Canada yet. Maybe hopefully Friday. The guy at Chapters told me, so I'm still on the search, but thanks AJ for posting it on Instagram there, so I was able, because I don't have any idea. I mean, I wrote the article, I know what my article says, but I don't know what art they choose, right? Because I send in a couple different samples, and then I don't know what art they chose to publish. I'm sorry, guys. Oh, sweet goodness. Apologize. I wonder what would happen if I spoke really slow. I don't know. Oh, boy. Thanks, right? It's nice. I feel very blessed. I was published a lot there back in 2011. I was kind of on a little roll, and then I fell off the face of the earth, as we know. And so it's good that I feel very lucky and blessed and appreciative and all those things that I was given another opportunity to write. So that's exciting. It's very exciting. It's been, like I said, it's been a few years. And it's even more exciting to be able to say, to people that don't know, like, oh, I'm a published artist, and they just look at you like you're obscure. And then I'll say, but yeah, you can buy the magazine at Walmart. And they're like, oh, really? So it's like that means something. That I'm not in some obscure art magazine. That I'm in one that you can buy anywhere. So I did go to Michael's today because that was the first stop, just down the street, to see if they had it. Hi, Annette. If I speak very slow, I'm sorry, Mary. I can't do it. So we've been talking, right? Barb said the other day, everybody been talking about making cards, right? And I showed you the Artista method of cutting a piece of a sheet in half and folding it. That's usually how I make cards. But I have all these nice, Linda's right, and Barb and everybody that's been talking about it, that, all you need, these come, and they're on sale. So these ginormous ones at Michael's are in Canada, they were 2 for $11. And the smaller ones that are this size were like 2 for $6 or 2 for $5. Excuse me. So you get 40 cards and envelopes. So you don't have to worry about the size of your envelope, matching or whatever. But, these are so fun. Especially all of us that keep making all these backgrounds and fun things. Now you can just cut this to 4x6 or whatever size. What did I say this was? 5x6.5. Yeah, 4.5x6 or something like that. And you write a sentiment, you got a perfect card. So I have no excuses. And I do need to send Linda a belated birthday card. Shouldn't laugh. So anyways, I did get 2 packs, but I gave one to my mom because I figured at the rate I'm sending cards one every 4 years, I don't need 2 packs. So my mom took one. All ink pads were on sale for 50% off. So I got another black. Can't ever have enough archival black, especially the way I use them. And it's not the fact that, you can buy reinkers, and I suggest that. Oh, I die. Get yourself the reinker. But sometimes if you're like me and you do a lot of, you're taking your pad direct to paper, it starts to get frayed and kind of gunky. So can never have that. It was 50% off. Thanks to the wonderful Dee Dee, I got a toned tan and toned gray. So again, these are all the Strathmore green jacket, whatever they call them, 400 series here, is on sale for 40% off. And So thanks to Dee Dee. Now, if you don't know who Dee Dee is, or haven't watched or haven't seen any of her portraits she does in these books, you need to check her out. She's Dee Dee Willingham. You can see some of her drawing over on Facebook. She's Inkwell here on Ustream, but Dee Dee Willingham over on YouTube. But you got to see the gorgeous, gorgeous stuff that she does with that. But the tone gray, and I tweeted Dee Dee, she said the same thing. They're on clearance. Well, this bat, it wasn't on clearance because it was bent. That was just the way it is. I don't care if it was bent. My mom bought the other one. Anyways, they're on for $1.99. Hi, Eileen. They were on for $1.99, so I don't know if that means they're phasing them out or what. And I've been reading a lot about starting with the toned background in drawing on the right side of the brain. You guys know I'm working through it, although I'm reading pretty far ahead. And it is, let me tell you guys, I was telling my mom today, I'm getting so many ho-ho moments out of this book that it just makes so much sense about, drawing. Talks about, I can't even go into it, but it's just absolutely amazing. It just, it's making me see the light. It's making me see in different ways, right? It talks a lot about images and symbols that are in your head and have been in your head. I'm trying not to lecture, but I'm trying to tell you how good this book is. Symbols that have been in your head since childhood. So one of the exercises, draw, here I am in a room full of paper and can't find one to write on. I have to write on some deli paper here. One of the experiments is draw. I don't want to use the scroll and brush. Do they even make zig scroll and brush pens anymore? Anyways, draw the landscape of your childhood. Now this is going to be upside down for you guys. And everybody kind of has one. So what are your symbols for, like, the sun? She talks about that. And she says, like, oh no, did you draw your sun in the corner? And I always did. But I also did short rays like this. Right? And I can remember it distinctly. The landscape, how I drew a house, right, with the windows. And I always had a tree, probably over here, but the way I drew the tree was always the same. Had to have the little hole in there for the squirrels. And I always went like this. Right, and whatever. And it's actually been really fun. Yeah, exactly, Dot. Like, remembering this and how I drew these things. And the way she explains it is that when you're drawing, or the people that have never been taught to draw, or see like an artist, right? Because it talks a lot about, artists that know this or are able to see, they just say, yeah, just look at it real close. Just keep looking at it. But if you keep looking at it and you don't know how to look at it, right? It's hard to explain, but this book explains it. So then she's saying, right? Even if if this is my image, my mental left brain symbol for tree that has been ingrained in my brain forever, right? So my left brain says tree, that's what a tree looks like. The sun, that's what the sun looks like. So when you're trying to draw something in life, from life, your brain is constantly in conflict, right? Because you're seeing lines, but you're thinking, well, no, the tree, the logic, it's got to be like this. The trunk has to go like this because that's the symbol. You know what I mean, Vern? I'm speaking really fast. Sorry, guys. Yeah, you always had panes on the window in the house. So these, like, preconceived, same thing as faces, right? She talks about faces and how everybody from childhood, has a way that the symbol for an eye, your eye is always round. So in drawing right now, even if you're looking at an example, right? Even if I'm looking at example, my brain, you're just programmed to draw a circle, even though the eye isn't a circle at all. Know what I mean, Vern? Oh. Yeah, all the kids have perspective down, Mickey. You're right. I'm telling you, it's this interesting. Very, very interesting. Exactly, Di. But that's why this book, you know, Packer died for the recording. She is saying, and if you don't subscribe to her on YouTube, you need to go over there and do that right now. Packer Di says, I haven't ever tried to draw any other way. It's always been exactly what Paula just did, because that's what we've been programmed to do, right? That's she was explaining it, how your brain functions, you know what I mean, and how at an early age you associate, as you're learning language, and you know, you associate certain shapes with certain things. Another example she used is a table or a chair. That was one of the exercises in the book. If you want to draw a table, right, somebody tells you to draw a table, and I've seen this in other books other than The Right Side of the Brain, but I like how The Right Side of the Brain is explaining it. But most people, you say draw a table, and this is what you do. Because your brain says table sits on floors, and floors are flat. Therefore, all the legs must be even, right? That's logic. But if you look at a real table, and this isn't bad, you know, you can doodle something, I can maybe work it out, I don't know, right? I can draw a vase, that's a wonky vase, with my flower that looks like the symbol I've used forever. I mean, doodling's not bad. But if you really want to draw what you see, you have to change the way you think. And that's what this book explains. Because a table, if you're really drawing a table, I mean, it's, now I can't do it because I'm not looking at something. But you know what I mean, Vern? The legs, because to make it look real, that's a wonky table. But they're all really in different spots. Drawing right side of the brain. Yeah, Annette, I wish, I know maybe you can't share it, but Annette talks about, let me get my workbook here, how one of the exercises is to draw things upside down. And, you know, we've heard that many times before, that exercise, or I have anyways. But what I like, and this is the accompanying workbook, but the book explains why. You know, I'm the type of person that I need to know why. I'll take a fact, but I need to know why. I guess that's the left side, that's not logistic side of my brain, right? So this is the workbook. So, for example, we talk about symbols, right? How people start drawing themselves upside down. Okay. So this is what Annette was just talking about. This is Pablo Picasso's Igor Stravinsky drawing. And if you were to look at this right side up, if somebody said, I want you to draw this exactly, right? That ain't happening. Hey, Cheryl. Hello to anybody. Susan, Lisa, anybody I didn't say hello to, thanks for coming. And, you know, I wouldn't even know where to start if I tried to draw this. Right? Because your mind, like I said, your mind gets all mixed up. What are hands supposed to look like? But when you draw it upside down, you know, my proportion's off because I started wrong. But that's something, this is one of the first exercises in the book, right? But, you know, you can get a pretty amazing, or I thought, I was amazed at myself to get something like that. Anyways, I am just getting, I don't want to say aha moments. I'm saying ho-ho moments all over the place from reading this book. Just from, like I said, it's just, you know, remember we talked about chairs and drawing. The chair part is where I've read up to. I haven't done all the exercises, but anyways, I really, really suggest it. I know it's lots of reading. I even skipped a whole chapter about brain, left and right side brain chemical stuff. But once you start getting into the next few chapters, there's only a couple pages that really get intense, and then you feel like, I think that's where Eileen stopped reading, or maybe she hasn't started reading, but there's a point where you're like, what am I reading? But once you get past that couple pages, then it's really good. Amazon says it's not available from the store. What? From my link? But she talks a lot about the pane, the drawing, the viewfinder pane, and if you get the workbook, it comes, you get one. you get one. And this is a tool that you need at the beginning, she explains, right? Until you're able to see like an artist. Yeah, there was a weird part in it, Eileen, but once you pass that, once you pass that little intro type of thing, she talks a lot about setting a ground, like shading your paper, talking about toned paper, but taking a graphite stick and then drawing on top of that. So anyways, I really, before I started really reading the book, I suggested that maybe if you had the workbook, you wouldn't need the other book. But now that the more I read the other book, the more I'm really enjoying. This tells you what to do, but it doesn't as much tell you why. Really? Everybody bought it out, Rain? Telling you, it's really blowing my mind. I'm telling everybody. I told Carrie the other day. And everybody says this is the book. That's true. But you have to push yourself to actually read it. It's called, this is the Drawing on the Right Side of the Brain Workbook. My other one, because I've been reading it at night, so it's out. It's not in my art room here, but Drawing on the Right Side of the Brain, the 4th edition is what I've been reading. Uh-oh, Rain. Accidentally? Yeah, you don't necessarily need the workbook, but I just bought it at the store when I bought it at the store, it came as a dual pack. But I do like how, for example, you don't need it, but I like how the exercises are here for you to do, and it'll be fun to have this at the end. I'm practicing in my sketchbook and other things, and it's the same, pretty much the same exercise. So, I don't know if that helped anybody, but let me tell you, I really want to learn, how to draw. Like, really draw. Know what I mean? Draw what I see is what I want to learn how to draw. Draw what I see. That's a good... I should say really draw, because anybody can draw. I want to learn to draw what I see. Awesome, Mickey. I didn't buy that today. I just wanted to talk about that. That was a rabbit trail from that toned paper. So because I don't need any more stamps, I don't have enough stamps as it is, I had to buy a couple from Michael's. Since I'm sending out lots of Happy Mail these days from winnings and such, I like to stamp the the outside of the envelopes, make them a little pretty. And those are from the dollar bin, whatever, right? The couple dollar bin, and I bought some of these for my pocket letters. Again, it was just like from the $2. Exactly, Carrie. Well, Dee Dee's had that book since 1979, so she's just a little bit more ahead of us. So we can catch up. We can attempt. We can at least start. We can at least start. So I thought these would be cute for some of the pocket letters I'm making. And one lonely bottle of lemon yellow Americana paint. They did have Craftsmart paint. Craftsmart? Yeah, Craftsmart paint 5 for $1. I think it was 5 for $1? No, that can't be right. I would have bought them surely if they were 5 for $1. They were cheap anyways. Michael's has, they call it their biggest sale of the year or whatever. Lots and lots of stuff on sale. So, as I said, I went to the bookstore. And I can't go to the bookstore without buying any books. And we talked the other day about, I buy lots of books. Not so much, I haven't bought any cookbooks in a while. Although I do buy a lot of, not fitness. I mean, I love books. I think a lot of us are have the same issue, maybe. But I do buy a lot of self-help books. I love to read, fiction. Most fiction I do e-read though on my Kobo. Of course, art books, and and health and wellness or fitness. But anyways, this one was in the self-help section. I think Di's gonna like this one. But I love when self-help books are like art books, like Sark. I love, that type of thing. So this is called The Crossroads of Should and Must. Find and Follow Your Passion by L. Luna. But look, so it's got a hardcover. It looks like that in the middle. And it's all like beautiful watercolor. I'm not going to show everything, of course. But, so it's, again, it's a whole bunch of wonderful. Oh, maybe I should go this way. Look how cool that is. All those signs. So lots of watercolor and little doodles. So it's a self-help book, right? Who you are, what you do, and why does it have to be different? So as everybody knows, I don't have a job, and I haven't had one for a while. So I need to make some decisions very, very quickly with my life. In fact, this one page is what sold me. Where I'll just do it quick. But she has fun drawings like this. And but I'm past my prime. Who said that before? If you're in your 30s, Leonard Cohen was a struggling poet until he traveled to New York to make music. He gave his first major performance at the age of 33. Leonard Cohen. Wow. In her 40s, Julia Child wandered until she found her calling in food. Mastering the Art of French Cooking was published when she was 49. In her 50s, I can't pronounce her name, I'm going. 60s, Laura Ingalls Wilder, author of Little House on the Prairie series, published Little House in Big Woods, her first book, at the age of 64. In her 90s, international design firm IDEO hired a 90-year-old designer, Grandma Moses. So anyways, it's a good one. But what I wanted to, there was one that kind of sold me that says, I just read it to Simon and he just shook his head at me. Where is it? Now look how cool. Just like that type of stuff. So if you like self-help books, and I sure need lots of help, and art, this one's a good one, I think. I'm trying to find one specific page, my friends. But what I don't know. What if I don't know what I must do? I can do anything. Just what? So this one part says, I was sitting at my desk when the crossroads appeared. The choice was clear. Two worlds, equally appealing. But they were different. I looked at my finances, saw that I could buy myself a few months to try to make a living as an artist, and I put in my 2 weeks' notice. I had no idea what I was doing. I knew exactly what I was doing. So this is why I need this book. So again, I really love this book. I can't wait to read the whole thing. So I don't know, if the advice is any good. I'm sure I'll have to update you, but it's a gorgeous book. The Crosshairs of Should and Must. Find and Follow Your Passions by L. Luna. L. Luna. Her hashtag is Choose Must. We'll have to hashtag her. Choose. Sorry, guys. Sorry for the Ustream issues. So I bought another book. This one just sucked me in. I don't know if I haven't been to a Barnes & Noble since, oh gosh, I think since I visited Dee Dee. When I got to visit Dee Dee. And I don't know if they sucker you in with all those like displays of like our chapters has Kate Spade bags and beautiful pens and even like stamps, for crying out loud. Barb. I think so, Di. I agree. So this one's called Fashion House Illustrated Interiors from the Icons of Style by Megan Hess. And this one wasn't too expensive. $14.95. Not the other one wasn't expensive either in Canada. I mean, prices are different in the States, but the other one was $22.95. So this one is just eye candy. This one is just, I'm not gonna do the whole thing. Lots of doodles in here. Like, this just inspires me. Just all these shapes. All those beautiful little patterns and, fun stuff. That looks like a dog with hydrangeas. Are those called hydrangeas? We got a whole bunch of chairs. So the fashion office. So it talks about, other stuff too. Like, what does it say here? Tom Ford glasses. A Mont Blanc pen. Nude and cream paints. So I won't go too much into it. It's just all eye candy. I love the color schemes. Little doodles mixed with pattern. It's just a fun book. The Luxurious Spa. So I guess my mom said, oh, you're going to do some decorating? I said, no. This is all just to keep looking at. I'll just keep looking at it. And I went to Dollarama, but all I bought was some paint, so that's not exciting. So I did want to talk about the workshop real quick. I'm going to be putting out another survey today. I'll work on it as soon as, another reason I'm drinking some Rockstar. I'm going to put the survey out later today. I'll tweet the link out there. So watch my Twitter in the morning. Of course, we'll have the link again for you Saturday and all over the place. Just have to ask us in one of the chats. But, so we talked a little bit about, we have to limit, right? So it's going to be the first 40 people. And all this information is going to be on the survey. And I'm just going to be real brief for those of you that are here for the art, not for this. So I just want to talk a little bit about it before I launch the survey and get a million questions back. So the venue's limited to 40 people. And this survey, when you fill out this survey, this is when we're going to require a non-refundable deposit for the workspace venue. And that needs to be $100 by May 1st. The rest of the balance isn't due until July 1st, which is approximately another $240 per person. Approximately. That could change, right? That's based on 35 attendees. So if we get the full 40, that'll be a little bit less money, maybe, or it could be a little bit fast. Sorry, I'm watching the chat. So it will fluctuate a little bit because we want to make sure that it's a fair, depending on the exact number of people, that it's divided the right way, if that makes sense. So the accommodation needs to be booked on June 7th, so I'll have all the links and information and what you get and all of that good stuff. You have to book it through the venue itself, and that needs to be done by June 7th. Where I wrote down the final prices for the room. So when I talk about the fee for what I first just said, $100 non-refundable, remember that's for 4 days of, I'm sorry, Lisa. So that's 4 days of classes and that cost of approximately $340 for 40 days includes all lunches, the classes, the workspace for as long as we wanted. If we want to stay up all night in art, that's fine. And 2 breaks, which includes, like continental. In the morning they have like, muffins and coffees and fruit and stuff, and then in the afternoon, I've been to hotels, they have another little snack like that. Yes. Sorry, Mary. So I'm going to this is definitely going to be the weekend of the 11th. So the exact dates are, it's on here. All my notes were written all over the place. It's the Wednesday. Arrive on Wednesday of the week of the 11th. So if Saturday is the 11th, 10th, 9th, 8th. Is Patty still in the thing? Why can I not see? Razor Frazen? It's the weekend of the 11th. Starting from Wednesday night, everybody arrive on Wednesday, so we'll have the room for half day Wednesday. Right, sorry, Patty. Not 4 days of classes, but it's 4 days of the meeting space available. So we're going to have 2 full days of classes. And then we're going to have what we call a free day, where we can go shop and come back and just all enjoy arting. Back when I don't know what, they don't call it a crop anymore because that's a scrapbooking term. But you know what I mean, Vern. We'll have Saturday to do free play, and Saturday night I'm going to stream my regular show. And the meeting space cost includes the breaks, 2 breaks, which, you get food, and then your full lunch hot buffet, which is in the restaurant. It's not one of those that, they come to the room. It's actually in their restaurant, so that's awesome. And the hotel costs, I'll just quickly go over this. So it's for single occupancy, it's $139 plus 14% state tax, which comes up to $157.07 per night. But that includes breakfast and dinner. So, for I think Patty worked it out here. If you want a single room, it's less than $800 for the whole trip. All you need to do is come there, and you're fed, and everything's good. If you have a double occupancy, so 2 people, is $174 plus tax. Of course, if you have a roommate there, then that would be $98.31 per person per night. But again, $98 that comes with breakfast and a full dinner in a fancy place. Patty says there's even like a pizzeria, one of those type of buffets that have all different things. So it starts on a Wednesday night, or Wednesday at noon, and wraps up Saturday night, because we wanted to make sure there's some people, we wanted to accommodate some people that have to work, that have daytime regular jobs and maybe needed to be home for Monday. Yeah, even cheaper if you have a roommate. Patty did the math on if you had a roommate and how much it would totally cost. And if you can see my notes here. So I just wanted to say just those quick things. And of course, in the survey, I'm going to be asking if you're looking for a roommate. There's a pool and a gym. Maybe we can get some Journal Artista boot camps going. Eileen will be lifting drinks at the bar. I'll be lifting weights at the gym. Oh, burger joint, ice cream place. I mean, this is exciting, guys. So remember, this weekend getaway is Patty and I's way of, thanking you guys and trying to get everybody that's watched us for, whether you've watched us for a day or 5 years, get together and have a fun time. And this is also, let's say it's a little, it's a practice for Patty and I, right? And if this goes well, we'll probably do it again next year. By that, the way So what I'm trying to say, this is a small get-together, an intimate gathering of friends. That, of course, there's going to be classes and workshops, but at this time we can't accommodate people that want to come for just one day or whatnot because of the way the contract is with number of attendees, right, or number of people in the room. But that's not to say that we can't, we're not looking into that for next year. But what we're trying to, I'm going to try to, because there's lots of people in the area that may not, be able to come for the whole time or whatnot, that maybe just want to meet up for lunch or meet at the Queen's Ink on that Saturday. So I'm going to live streaming at the bar. I'm sorry, Elizabeth. It's Ustream. It's not your computer or me, it's Ustream. So this is in Maryland, Baltimore, in July. If the venue has a Krusty Bits Cafe, well, Paige, I had this like epiphany today. I was just telling Patty yesterday that some people can sit down and brainstorm, and I do some of that too, but I'm the type that just gets these like random epiphanies. And I don't know, Eileen said something in the corner or in Dee Dee's chat today, and I just had this like, I'm gonna make a corner. I'm gonna do up something fancy. I'm gonna make a corner of our room. Bring your own Krusty Bits. So it's gonna be a good time, right? Because there's a lot of us that have been who we know each other, for 5 years or so. And I know sometimes it can sound like we are a pretty tight group, and we are, but we love newbies. Don't feel like because a lot of us, really know each other and joke around and chat that you can't just join right in. So for those that want to maybe meet us and have a good time, then there's always that Saturday that we can do some shopping and have some lunch. You guys, the Krusty Bits. Oh boy, Eileen. That's when. Hey, Carrie, that's when Eileen and Linda are gonna stream, right? They'll be streaming at the bar. First stream. Oh boy. Yeah. So I just wanted to give a quick little thing and explain why. We need a non-refundable deposit for the workspace, of course. But we call it, you're gonna have a good time, is what I'm trying to say. Yeah. But then the rest of it, so this is May 1, but the rest of it, then you don't have to, not till July. So you got a couple months after that. So yes, yeah, we oh yeah, flat selves into flat Stanley. My gosh. People still do that, Debbie. That was big when we were at the wonderful Club Scrap. I wish to someday be able to put on a retreat like Club Scrap puts on a retreat. They now they do it up. They do it up. So anyways, after all that, I thought, what should we do? Should we bust out some cards? Cut up some jelly pages and make some cards because so this was kind of just a little impromptu stream because so when I send out this survey, okay, I'm gonna write this. The survey will be done tonight. So the first thing tomorrow morning, we should jelly print right on the cards with my 5x7 with my cut up jelly plate, Patty. That's a good idea. I shall try that. Yeah, it's gonna go to Patty's PayPal account, and that link everything will be in. They call it a survey, right? But this is just because there are some questions we need to know from you guys, things we need to know, but there's also going to be lots of way more information, links, and all that. But I did, like I said, I didn't want to have to wait till Saturday to throw out that link, or to put up that survey and not be able to explain a little bit of it until Saturday. So that's why I kind of jumped on tonight. We can put all the flat versions in the corner. Lisa, see? Look, that would be the perfect way to decorate the corner, because I've got to do it up. Know what I mean, Vern? Sorry, that clap was probably really loud. Sorry, guys. Yes, an attachment with more info about the sleeping rooms and how to book the rooms and what they look like and all that goodness. So, oh, that's a good idea. I'm gonna announce that. If you want to be a flat Stanley at the workshop, the weekend workshop, I am going send them to me, mail them to me, and I'll decorate. Because I want to decorate the corner, right? I got to think of some good stuff, like really put on my thinking cap and brainstorm and kind of make it kind of special. So that is a great way. If anybody wants to be there in the corner in spirit, what? I've drank way too much coffee today. Okay, so back in the day, when we first started scrapbooking, do I have to get out my first scrapbook? Because my very first scrapbook page has. So, okay, back in the day, who made them? There were paper dolls. Does anybody remember those paper dolls? And when I say back in the scrapbooking day, I mean in the late 90s. I'm sure, you know what? I'm sure I still have them. And the paper dolls, you bought the die cut paper dolls, and they had all little outfits, right? Who made those paper dolls? So, anyways, it's just a paper doll of somebody, right? And they've called it, I don't know, maybe the first person that did this called this Flat Stanley. So you'll see pictures, people like on Instagram, and they have this paper doll of somebody, right? And say, I'm here. And they'll take selfies and pictures. Sherry can put her face on a Julie Nutting doll stamp. Oh, that'll be fun. Who made those? You guys know who those. I'm gonna find those paper dolls, because that's what we did back then. My first scrapbook page, well, maybe it wasn't my first one, but some of my very first ones had those dolls. Ah, was it Provocraft that made them? Anyway, it was before Sizzix. This is before Sizzix, Cheryl, because Sizzix did come out with a die afterwards. But this was the one where before they had dies. You had to, yeah, you had to buy them, or I have a template here. Colossal had one. Yeah. That's hilarious, Debbie. That is a great idea. And I can put everybody on the wall in the corner. That's fantastic. Okay. So, what I was going to do was cut down some of these jelly prints to glue on these recollections cards that I bought at Michael's for real cheap. They're real cheap right now, 40 cards. But Patty suggested I bust out my jelly plate and actually do pulls right on the card. So we'll try to do that. Hi Tam. Tam says Flat Stanley was a children's book. I wonder from how long ago. Yeah, I'm telling you, it's funny. It's there's some Flat Stanleys. Thanks, Eileen. There's a nice link. Flat Crafties. Flat Artistas. That's such a good idea to decorate. Oh boy. Then you can have a picture of me and Patty holding everybody's Flat Artistas. Oh boy. Flat Martians. Oh boy. Okay, so yeah, let's try. Let's see what happens. We'll try the jelly plate. Where is my? So again, these cards. Yikes! Oh sweet goodness, there goes my brayer. Razzin. Alright, so as you guys know, I cut up, when I bought the big jelly plate, thanks to Jean and Patty made me do it, cut up, oh, for ephemera, I cut up the 8x10 that I've had for a few years, using Jean's measurements here, so I do have a 5x7, and this is 5x6.5, so I'll be able to print, a card, see how this goes. So again, these were from Michael's. You guys kill me. Oh! No, Dee Dee will have to have that one in the corner. Dee Dee will have to have a flat Dee Dee with a speech bubble that says ho ho ho. Oh, sweet goodness. I got tears. Tears. It was like when today in Joyce's just chat when Miko said, what did Miko say? I'm shrinking my dinks. It just killed me. If anybody doesn't know, shrinky dinks are actually plastic that you shrink down, but I can't open this. I've had one too many coffees today. Oh, sweet goodness. So, these come in white, cream, black, and again, in Canada, they're on sale for, these bigger ones are on sale for 2 for $11, which means that they're way cheaper in the States, probably 2 for $8 or something. Oh, I still have them, Debbie. I still have them. I'm so tempted. Maybe at the end of the show, because people are probably waiting for me to do some art. I'll have to go get my... I really have to go get my first scrapbook to show you the flat Paula I made. And the paper doll. We have to look at the paper dolls when we used to scrapbook. Alright. So again, this comes with 40 cards. I gave one set to my mom, because surely it'll take me a while to go through 40 cards. Oh. Oh boy. Good times. So I am gonna fold them. I mean, you can print, right? See how this is just the perfect size here. Oh, I'm gonna have a little, that's okay. But anyways, you can try to print that, but knowing me, I'd get it all wonky. So I'm just gonna pre-fold, the cards come scored, if you haven't seen these type of things. I mean, if you want to get real fancy, Strathmore sells like really fancy, like watercolor pre-folded cards and envelopes and stuff. So these ones are just, you know, fun ones made out of cardstock. I'm just using a plastic popsicle stick here because I can't seem to see my bone folder. I'm sure it's in this somewhere. Oh, I can't even move it. It's all stuck. Never mind. We'll leave that here. Oh man. Exactly. Patty's gonna have to pack lots of Depends. I'll have to put it on, if we're gonna be laughing this much, I'm gonna have to put it on my Amazon store. Oh boy. Alright. And I'm just rescoring them, guys, just so that because I want them to lay, oh, sweet goodness. And if you're reading chat while you're scoring, this is what happens. So, you know, that was me scoring it in the wrong spot, so keep an eye out for that. Somebody's going to get a wonky card. Who wants a wonky card? Now, you don't have to use a smaller jelly plate. I just don't feel like getting out the big bad boy. But, now that I think of it, if I use the big guy, I could do more than one card at a time. But then all the cards would kind of look the same. So we'll do this little one. Oh boy. Okay, crusty bits. That was a little too crusty to take off. And you see my plate, and I've got ephemera on it from Bella. Oh, that's because I had Bella on my desk the other day whenever I streamed. Bella was on my table. And she is shedding up a storm. Alright, so we got some craft. Now, what colors? Walmart had apple barrel paint for 50 cents? Wow. I paid it, and I paid this full price because I needed that light yellow. I think it's $1.99 or $2.29 in Canada. Although I didn't check Walmart. We went to Walmart. I just bought food. We went to Walmart to see, but they didn't have the magazine yet. It wasn't out there either. Okay, guys. 2 colors that work together on the plate, please. Rain says, I'm gonna have to bring my heavy duty poise. I'll trade them for permaball pens. You know, there's gonna be a couple of Canadians here. I was actually really surprised how many Ontarians. How many Ontarians are around. Wonderful. Yeah, I can try to draw something. Because if I look at the... Anyways, I need to do some art. I'm waiting for colors, but nobody... Pink and yellow. Thanks, Rain. Oh, good, because I got yellow right here. Maybe we can commission Dana. Who draws? Oh, so many of the girls in our group draw nice girls. Pink and yellow. Pink, pink, pink. Let's see. Poodle skirt pink. We'll be doing some light ones today, which means I'll need white. Oh, I did buy some black and white paint at the Dollarama. And like I needed more, but you know, I bought a couple more pocket page things. And even more of these books that I'm giving, because, you know, when I do those giveaways every week, or, you know, like Saturday nights and stuff, when I do not an impromptu, but, you know, a scheduled show, I do a little drawing. And so these books that I showed the other day, I mean, they're $1.25 for 2. If I just slip one of those in an envelope, it's kind of nice, I think. And it doesn't cost me too much money. So anyways, I bought some black and white $2 paint from Dollarama, but the black and white is really good for pickup prints. So I was thinking, because we were talking, you know, I had that late night random streamage, whatever day that was, and we were talking about carving stamps, and I showed a couple of them, and then Dee Dee showed hers today. I mean, her carved stamps just blow my mind. Blow my mind. But I'm thinking, like, maybe I can use some of my hand-carved, maybe I'll use this swirl. So for texture, instead of, you know, foam stamps, well, I'm going to use stencils too. Maybe I'll use some of these hand-carved. Let's see what my Starbucks cup, maybe. Like cassette tape. We'll keep that out. Cassette tape and gears, that could be a fun one. Hi, Miko. Night, Leslie. Good to see you. Look at those bad boys. I haven't carved any stamps in a long time, and every time I see somebody do it, makes me want to do it. Like I saw Barb carve a stamp. Oh gosh, how long ago was that? And I went and carved a door stamp right away. Although I can't seem to see it right around me. Anyway, let's do some art. The fun thing about working on the small plate, I don't have to worry about all these, you know. Hope don't have to worry about space, is what I'm trying to say. But again, like I said the other night, a big thing about using a Gelli plate is how much paint to use. And if you're constantly changing sizes, for me anyways, I have challenges, you know, figuring out how much paint I need for the 5x7 versus, you know, the 8x10 versus whatever. So I'm still playing around with that. And, you know, sometimes that means you make a hot mess or two because you don't have enough paint or you had too much paint. But, oh, I forgot. I got too much crusty bits on that brayer. Alright. Yeah, I have a piece of deli paper here I'm going to brayer off on. Let's see. So, do I want this to be landscape or portrait? I think landscape. I like landscape cards. I don't know about you guys. Let's see. Let me try to stamp my coffee cup. So hanging some off the edge, because remember, we're going to fill this whole thing, right? So it's just like I would be creating a background on, you know, anything else. So I'm putting a little bit of thought into it. Like I said, hanging some stuff off the edge. And here's a good idea. I can take the back of the card, and I can take the paint that's on the stamp here and stamp the back. Right? Then I can just add my signature just like that, and it's matching too. All right, let's put this bad boy down. I'm gonna try to line it up as best as I can, but it's not an exact science. Colleen. Yeah, this was just a last minute decision because we needed to talk about the weekend workshop a little bit, and then I bought some cards, and I need to send out some packages that everything else is ready for except for a belated birthday card. A couple things. Yeah, because I'm putting the retreat info link tomorrow, so wanted to answer a few questions before that went out. Okay, let's hope this works. Everybody ready? Rats! I sound like Sheldon. Well, it was a good cleanup print. Remember I talked about using too much paper? Or too much paint? Carve a coffee cup for you? Good try. So you can barely see. So this was all these crusty bits. This blue stuff was on my plate from, I don't know, a couple days ago, right? So when it picked up that blue stuff, then it kind of obscures. You only see a little bit of the faint coffee cup there. But that doesn't mean, right? We got a little bit of a background. That doesn't mean I'll let this dry. It's not bad. Then maybe I can add red or black. Then just stamp some coffee cups on the top of it. Let's try that again. Not too much crusty bits left on that. I'm going to try the same colors. Want to use maybe this. And we're going to be building up layers, right? So, you know, right now we're doing the background, and then we'll add a couple of other things afterwards. All right, so you have to think when you're using alphabets and stuff, what's backwards and what's upside down and all that stuff. But you know, I'm just using it for texture. So to get away from that, I'm just using it as background. This is what I do. Right? So I'm going to do it one way, this side one way. And I think you just have to do it upside down. But, you know. And then the other side, I'll turn it around and go the other way. So then guess what? I don't have to think hard about it. And, you know, it looks like I did it on purpose then, right? If some are right way up and some are backwards. All right. Look at that goodness right there, my friends. So again, I'm going to take a card. And for those of you just joining us, these are just the pre-folded cards I bought on sale at Michael's today. Now, paint and stamps. Hey, Darcy. Craft paint, especially, you know, you need to. I don't wash my stamps very, very, very rarely. But if you get paint on them, acrylic paint on them, you need to wash them, or at least take a baby wipe to it, because when it dries, it will literally change the dimension of your stamp, right? Although, I mean, if you just make them out of carved stamps like this, you know, I guess it depends on how treasured your stamp is. But see, I carved this when I first started art journaling. And then I kind of stopped. Oh no, Miko was just in chat when we were watching Joyce. And it was just something she said. Miko said she was shrinking her dinks. It's a shrinky dinks. Ooh. Alright. Look at this. So we're still picking up blue crusty bits. I like this. So some of them came right side up, but these ones are backwards, I think. Or wait, do they all look right side up to me? I don't know. See? You don't have to think about it. Just looks good. And what's fun is that when we start using stencils, okay, let's start using some stencils. Let me just really quick give these two bad boys a heat, a little. Now, don't put your heat gun on your jelly plate. It's very bad news. Could set on fire. So I'm putting it to the left. I'm looking for spiders, and I'm drawing it towards over here. It's mostly dry, because this is a pretty thin layer of paint. We just want a real quick, something here. Alright. Now, what goodness. So now I'm going to use a stencil. So if I look at these colors, yellow and pink, and blue now, although the yellow is really looking kind of green, what color should I put on top? What do you guys think? Should we go with red? I think red would look funny over here. Maybe we'll go with a darker pink. That's what I'm going to do. Mix a couple of darker pinks and maybe add a little bit of PBO iridescent in there. So this is violet, iridescent violet blue, which, you know, it's a pinky type of color. And let's see. Quinacridone magenta. That's what I'm going to use. Now, I got to get my stencil out. So, I'm going to put my card, because my card is landscape. And so I'm just preparing, right? Just looking for placement. How, before and I'll probably completely forget how I want it as soon as I put the paint down. Flaming Jelly Plates, a new band? You see, Rain? Magenta. Okay, I'll probably forget anyway. So this is one of Patty Tolly Parrish stencils, poppies. So because, like, you know, I'm always thinking about odd numbers. Not that this wouldn't be a good card, but there, you know, it might look. So if I can add 5 by having some of them go off the edge like that. So I just want to plan it out, because if you're using a jelly plate, you know, you gotta be aware, once you put that stencil down, I mean, it's done, right? That's where you're gonna do it. So I got on the angle. Let's cross our fingers that I remember exactly how I want to place it. So this is where we'll start building a few layers here. And then we'll get a good yummy cleanup print after I use that stencil, where I'll do a nice cleanup print and on another background, on another card base. So do a little bit of this iridescent PBO Studio. This one is number 356. I think I need a little tiny bit more. I mean, I'm not sure if there's a fine science about this whole too much paint, not enough paint. Well, let's there is no fine science when it comes to mono printing. That's what I figured out. Or if there is, I haven't mastered it. All right. So, because I like written type of text, this is an embossing folder I have. I'm just going to lightly, before I put the stencil down, add a tiny bit. You may or may not see this texture, but but we can hope. Okay, so let's remember. This is plate. This in the way. This is the one I'm printing on. Razor Frazen? I'd forgotten already. Paint bottles in the way. Alright, just commit. Ah. Alright, so now this is the thinking part, right? Because I'm working on a card that has, you know, a fold. So I've got to be real careful. I've got to remember now that, you know, I'm printing, I'm using a stencil that is something. It's a thing, right? It's a flower. So I don't want the flowers to be upside down and to have my card go upside down. So I got to make sure that the top, my score here, is in the right spot. Alright. So I put it down like that, but then just like if I'm, you know, jelly printing in a magazine or whatever, I open it up so that you just have the one single page. So, you know, because you're pushing this cardstock through the stencil. You know, the jelly plate has some give, but you're trying, we want a good impression, right? And you can peek, if you hold it down, I can peek to see how much paint I've got, you know, if I've got it all or not. Peek on that side. Looks like there's enough. So, ta-da! Oh! See, I didn't press hard enough. I'm missing the stem right there. But that's okay. I think that's Rain just asked if she frequently fondles her art supplies. Doesn't everyone? I'm pretty sure. We fondle, we sniff, we pet. If some people lick. Where's Joyceage? Lickable? So, and there's a little shimmer on that pink. Little iridescence. So, This is gonna be great. I'm loving this. I'm gonna flick down. Let me see if I can get that. I'm gonna flick some paint, some splots on there. See, I just tried to put the little thing on there. How fun is that? That's nice. I'm impressed with myself. You ever feel that way? Last night was, I'm telling you, sometimes you just have bad jelly plate days. Yesterday for me was just a bad, it's like anything I tried to do just was not working. So I want this to dry on the plate a little bit. If you had a hair dryer, you could do it yourself. Thanks, Sherry. Thanks, Rain. Thanks, Miko. Oh, Mickey. Well, my cards. You know what? Just yesterday I found all those cards I showed that I made, in early 2000s. We can do it, Linda. I have faith. All right. So I think that I get better results. And now I don't know if this is a science, right? Because like the rest of you, I'm still learning how to best utilize my jelly plate. Excuse me, hiccup. But I seem to get the best pull-up prints when this layer is pretty much like completely dry. I don't know if it's me, if it's what. All right. Okay, so now, well, when you use PBO dye, one thing I learned from Jean is that when you use the PBO Dyna paints, that black pick up prints in black always look good. So let's do black. I just went over it briefly, Darcy. I'll have it all. It's on recording if you want to watch the first few minutes of this recording a little bit later, because I'll have the new link, the new questionnaire with all the detailed info coming out in the morning, yeah. I just wanted to give a little preemptive before I just throw out a survey and say, hey, we're looking for a deposit. Know what I mean, Vern? See, now that's probably way too much paint, eh? Yeah, it's dripping down the side of my plate. Too much paint. It's a fine science. I don't know why I keep saying that. Oh my. Ooh! Oh my goodness, my friends! What the fluffy? I just had a flopportunity. Hold on. Hold the fort. Hold the fort. And it wasn't a spider. So here I am brayering on, and I'm trying not, I gotta be quick. Here I am brayering on this piece of paper. But this Patty stencil, Pac-Man Stacks from iStencils.com, was underneath. So as I'm brayering it, look, you're getting like a rubbing. That's cool. I've never done that before. We gotta practice that. That just opens up a whole new ideas of stuffage. Okay. Let's back to this. Now that truly, that's a happy accident. Ho ho! See what happens when you have stuff stacked everywhere? If I had my room all cleaned up and not have piles of crap everywhere, not that that's crap, don't get me wrong, but you know what I mean, I would have never discovered that. Alright, so when you're doing cleanup prints, you really gotta, as I like to say, put your back into it. You really gotta make sure, what I'm trying to say, and I'm going down to the, when I put the card down, I put it down close to make sure it fits on my plate. If you had a bigger plate, it wouldn't matter. Maybe you want to print the whole thing, not just the front of the card. But when you're, and look, I've already got fingerprints, so whoever's getting this card's going to have fingerprint smudging. Alright, let's take a peek. What's Miko what the hecking about? Alright. Let's hope we have something good. So all you see, maybe that magenta, because you know I used that color the other night too. The maybe that color is more translucent. That I really need to swatch my Liquitex Basics, the quinacridone magenta, because I can see the Dyna, the PBOs, but you can kind of see a little bit of the poppies. Can you see the poppies? Patty wants me to put white pictographs on the top. That's a good idea. That's a good idea. I gotta get rid of some of these crusty bits. All the quins are translucent quinacridones. That is good to know, Nikki. I need to swatch it because I'm just being lazy. I shouldn't say I'm being lazy. I just don't think about it until I do something like this, and then I say it, and then I forget again. So I do wipe my brayer with a baby wipe whenever I use, if I'm going from black to a different color. Most other times, not so much, but if I'm going from black to another. There's a crusty bit right on my Fiskars brayer. Rats. Oh well, it's done. This is done for anyways. Does anyone know? Do they still sell these? Because these are come out, right? And I have different ones. Do they still sell these? Eileen? Would Eileen know? Alright, so there's some crusty bits on there, but, you know, we'll work through it. So I'm going to do white and... Okay, let's find my pictograph stencil first. Where is my pictograph? Where could it be? I don't know why I'm singing again. Too much caffeine today. Again, see what happens when you clean up? Well, I used it yesterday, didn't I? Or 2 days ago. Whenever it was, so it's got to be close. It's not those ones. Sorry, shuffling piles. Hold the fort. Sometimes my stencils get mixed into my piles of jelly printed papers. Not that way. Let us try it again. It's gotta be over here. Alright, everybody use their head. Where did I put it when after I used it the other night? Rats! Rats are frozen. Okay, now I'm getting mad. Oh, it's right here. Oh, sweet goodness. See? Too many stacks, my friends. Too many stacks. Hey, AJ? Alright. So do they, sorry I missed the chat, Eileen, do they still sell those ones? These Fiskars removable, because the ones that I have, because now I need a new plain one. I mean, I've had these forever, right? Since, now where are they? I have one that's this is like a canvas, like a screen print. Oh, on eBay. And this one is like a, but these are, you know, removable. So the brayer I'm using, this one, you have a flat brayer, but you have these ones haven't hit paint. These are only for ink. And this one was only for ink until I lost my other brayer, and then there went that. Anyways, okay, white and yellow. I'm gonna put a little bit of white and a little bit of yellow. This one's brand new. Yeah, I've had these ones for a while. Because if you take care of your brayer, really the only, you know, for stamping anyways, the only way you can ruin a brayer other than having so much crusty bits on it, you shouldn't store, especially soft rubber brayers, because there's a difference. The Speedball, for example, makes hard and soft rubber brayers. So if you shouldn't store your brayer like this, even though that's the way you want to store it, because you'll make a line. You'll make a little indentation if it stays there for a while, right? So usually I always keep mine in a caddy standing up. But you never want to store your brayers flat down like that. It's soft rubber brayers anyways. Alright. This is just white acrylic. Again, this is, you know, it's probably comparable to Artist Loft paint from Michaels. It's just cheap. Is there a cap under here, I think? Fibers. No. I've got lots of fibers too. From when they were... Probably the only time I've ever been to a yarn store, or a store that only sold yarn anyways, was when the fiber craze was first out and we all had to have. Alright. No, AJ, they didn't have it out yet. Nope, and we went to Michael's. They still had the old copy. Walmart still had last month's issue. Chapters, which is like our Barnes and Noble, still had last month's issue. No such luck. But he said Friday. So, it was just released, right? So it's gotta, you know, probably shouldn't even attempted to go out today anyways. Although I had to do some other errands, but I shouldn't have got my hopes up because it's gonna take, if it just hit the States, it's gonna take a bit. I'm not even sure if this white is gonna show up. It looks pretty creamy, eh? Maybe I need to throw on some craft paint. White. When I said creamy, I meant translucent. In my head, because that's totally the same, creamy and translucent. It's the May-June issue. So it's got a apron on the cover, a mixed media apron. Looks like Julie Faye Van Balzer's work, but I'm not quite sure if it's actually hers or not. So I don't have the magazine in my hands. Alright, little bit of white. Let's try that again. Here's a stencil, my brayer. See, I don't have enough give because I'm trying to do it here. Or maybe it's the white. Didn't come up as much on that one. Alright, anyways, pictograph. Boy, this bad boy. This bad boy needs a bath. So I just want to make sure some of them are hanging off the edge here, so you get kind of a full print. Again, remembering, not that the pictographs necessarily have right or wrong way up. So I guess it's not as important as, say, the poppy stencil. Alright. Well, yeah, Janet, they do, but I get an electronic copy, and although I haven't seen that yet, and when they send my artwork back, I get a copy. But so that, I asked Simon to check the mail, but I would imagine next week or so I will get that. But like, just like that song, you know, I gotta buy 5 copies for my mother. The cover is Julie Faye Van Balzer, AJ. Yeah, thanks. I saw her style and figured it was her. It must be an issue full, because the stencils, the art, like I said earlier, I didn't know what art they chose to use. But they used one that had Julie Faith and Balzer stencils focused. All right. Ooh, ooh. Ask Patty. Cheryl's asks a question. Do these pictograph symbols mean anything? I think they're just out of Patty's head. So that's nice. I love that. And see, because they're a little bit, these cards are a little bit bigger than my plate, because I'm using a smaller plate. I have a little ridge, that maybe I'll just have to take a black marker or black paint or something. So Patty says no particular meaning, she just doodled them. Or she hopes not. No, it's just her own personal imagery that she doodled. Yeah, pretty cool. Pretty cool. Alright, let's see if we can get a cool cleanup print on this. See, now this, again, here we have white and yellow. But if I put black paint on it, this is what, see, because I'm still trying to teach myself this jelly plate stuff, right? Or the way I like, what appeals to me. But right now, if I put black paint on this bad boy, because it's, I don't know if you guys can see it, but it's all wet paint, right? All those little, it's still wet. I can see the shine on it. So if I were to use black right now with my brayer, the black's just going to smudge all that paint, right? Or that's the logic in my head anyways. So instead of, I want this completely dry, because then when I put the black on it, it'll pick it up rather than mix it. You know what I mean, Vern? So it just means that I really want this to show up nicely for this next card, right? That just means that it has to be really dry. So it's a good time to take a break. Exactly, Jean. Hey, Debbie Bruni. Yeah, that's a good idea. Instead of, lots of times, and maybe I do that too much when I jelly plate. If you watch Jean, lots of times she's using her ginormous jelly plate, but she's not inking it or putting paint on the whole thing, right? Just because you have this size jelly or any size jelly plate, Debbie is right. You can just maybe, only put a little, leave gaps in your brayered paint, and then some of the craft would show through. Now let's try some of that. Alright, still drying this bad boy. Night, Susan. Hi again, I heart boy with Brett. Good to see you. Night, Elizabeth. Night, Darcy. Everybody's bailing. And it's late on the East Coast, and some of us have to work in the morning. So I want it to be dry, and this is all craft paint, so that'll dry up pretty quickly. Oh. So should we pull it with black? Well, you have to. I guess we don't have to do black, but definitely not white. It's gotta be a darker color. And one that's not translucent, like, what's a good opaque color? Definitely. My task for tomorrow is to swatch my Liquitex Basics. And when I swatch something like that, I'm gonna have a stamped image. Like I usually take like a script stamp, for example, or it doesn't matter what stamp anyway. Say I could use this couch. So I'll stamp the couch in archival ink, And when I swatch my paints, I'll put a swatch over that to see if it's translucent or not, and one beside it, just on paper. If that makes sense. I'm gonna do that tomorrow. Payne's Gray. Oh, I'd have to bust out some golden for that. Let us see. I think I'm gonna try Brilliant Purple. It's one of my favorite colors. Yeah, Payne's Gray would be cool, but I'd have to bust out. I have to find my... Those are my goldens. The only Payne's Gray I have is a golden heavy body. Boy, I hope it's nice weather where you are. Today was 18 degrees Celsius for the past couple days. It seemed like it went from freezing, it went from winter to summer. There was no spring. Like, we didn't even have a week where the temperature was in, you know, in the single digits. It just went from, like, freezing, or it seemed to me anyways, freezing to hot. Today was hot. Which I know probably means nothing to my American friends who don't know Celsius. Okay, so I got a thin layer of Brilliant Purple. I got a card here again. Excuse my reach. So 80 degrees Fahrenheit is what? Like 25 Celsius? 59? I don't know. Alright, so, again, especially with cleanup prints, and I'm just getting some of these crusty bits. It's getting real crusty on the side here. Some serious crustage. Cheryl thought the brayer was a carrot? She must be getting tired. Yeah, oh yeah, it's definitely not 80 then. That's hot. So 26, so it must be, like Carrie said, 59 degrees Fahrenheit. Yeah, math alert. Okay, let's take a quick peek, see if I got anything. Oh yeah, okay, are we ready? I'm pulling it, I'm revealing towards you. Look at that, crusty bits. Carrie has an app. Ooh. And look, see these crusty bits up here? And I call them crusty bits, guys, because those are the dried bits of paint that are left on. Like, see that? That's a crusty bit. That's what I call them. Yeah. So there's some Dyna paint, the PBO acrylics on there, as well. That's nice. Now maybe we can put some. What can we put on top of that? Okay, let's check out the cartage here, because maybe we need to put some. Put this to the side for a second. Maybe I need. Sweet goodness, I got ATCs and cards and jelly papers everywhere. Everywhere, I tell you. I'm overrun. Now, where's my other two cards? Didn't I make two more? Did I lose it when I was looking for my pictograph stencil? Okay. Here they are. Under all the other stencils. Alright, let's make sure that these bad boys are dry. And then we'll think about other layers. Because these two need top layers, or top stencils. Sorry guys, I've got paints everywhere. I know. He comes. Alright. Because I'm adding other layers of paint on top, I want to make sure they're nice and dry so they don't peel and stuff later. Alright, so this one needs some splots, maybe some black stampage. Ooh, I'm gonna have to use some of Patty's stamps. Ooh, I sound like Joyceage. Now you got me thinking. Alright, so these two, I don't think I can, well, I can't really print anymore on top of this. So this is gonna have to be just that, and I'll put some splots on there. And then, but these two need some, you know, more focal images. I shouldn't say focal images, just, so because this has pictographs, I'm gonna put some pictographs on the top of this one. This has the stripes, stencil. Let's see, I think let me think about this one. I think I'm gonna make like a border. Hold the fort, my friends. So I think for this one, I'm gonna use, this is a 3" by 3 by 5" jelly. Again, they don't make them in this size. I cut an 8 by 10 jelly plate down to 4 different sizes, according to our friend Jean's measurements. So one of them was a 3 by 5. So what I think, there's some crusty bits there. There's a fine line. There's some, like, there's crusty bits and then it's just, you know, too crusty. Okay, so I think what will be fun is I'll create like a, so the focal point, rather than being, you know, like the poppies or the pictographs, right? That's kind of like a whole, even though they're more focal points because they're darker colors, or, well, that's a lie, these are lighter colors. You know what I mean, Vern? This one will be nice just to have a strip of it. I'm just going to put like a strip. What do you guys think? I think that's what I'm going to do. So, let's prep my plate. So I'll print a border right on it. Now all of these techniques, you know, I'm putting it right on a jelly plate, but nothing, you know, nothing says that you can't take your printed papers that you already have, be it deli papers, copy paper, cardstock, whatever you've already printed, and just, you know, you can stick it right on there, right? You don't have to print directly on your card if you don't want to. You can buy these blanks, and then stick them on. Up to you. 2 different ways. Alright, I think I will use the small. Is this perfect? So this is the the tribal squares in 6 by 6. So I'm going to eventually put it like that. Alright, so what color should we put on here, my friends? Yeah, because if it gets chunky, like multiple layers of crust, it's a little bit too much. Because then what happens is it flakes off your paper. So, colors, guys? Give me some suggestions. What do you think? Do you think I should go and do the white and yellow again, like, or should we go back and do more of the magenta? Although I don't know how well the magenta will show up against that blue. Teal. Red, teal, teal and red, red and teal. Well, red and teal, and that's going to make brown, isn't it? But we can, let's, boy, my grammar is brutal. I need to rein that back in. Alright, we'll use some turquoise blue. Americana turquoise blue. Maybe mixed with some sea breeze together. Let's try that. My poor paint cart. I keep saying the same thing over and over. I apologize. Every time I open those drawers. Alright. Probably could fix it. Maybe I might stepfather. Anyway. And you know what will be good, Sin? And those of you that also said red. I can do red splots on the top. Because, you know, I gotta have the splots. Everything's dry now, so... Now I'm even working on an even smaller jelly plate, which means I need even less paint. Oh, this is a brand new one. Always scissors away from you. We need some splots. Should be okay if I dry the layers. Yeah. Okay, a little bit of green. Oh, the dogs are being nice. I probably shouldn't say that. Now they'll probably bark. Oh my goodness. I'm sorry if you hear my stomach growl. Okay. So I'll put the tribal squares, but I think they look like cool arrows. Don't hate me, Patty. Alright, so I'll lay that on there. And same thing, right? So I want to remember this is going to be offset, so I'm going to try to leave a little bit on the bottom. When I mean a little bit, I mean of the card showing. See, Eileen, I got the drippage stencil, the Dangle one. I was thinking about that too. But that's something, rather than doing it this way, through a stencil on your plate, that's something I need to put on top, I think. You know what I mean, Vern? I need to stencil that on top. Because it's such a finely detailed stencil. Where is it? I just have it right here. It's such a wonderfully fine detailed stencil that it would be very hard to put, you know, what I'm doing now on the jelly plate, I'm pushing cardstock through the stencil to pick up the paint, right? But when you have a really fine detailed like this, I think it would be good for texture, but it would be hard to go through the plate, but I can do it on top. Woo! Oh, look at this. Ho-ho! Saturday night, I'll be streaming, unless you're asking Carrie. So that's a little bit more texture there. So it definitely needs some red now, for sure. For sure. Definitely needs some red. Do you think it would be too much? Like right now, I'm getting you guys input. Let me take this stencil off and let that dry so we can get a nice background from this little bit. Alright guys. So, if I use this stencil right now, on top, the Dangles. This one is also a Patty Tolly Pear stencil from istencils.com. It is called, it's number 27, Dangles in 6x6. You think it'd be too busy? Dee Dee streams Monday morning around 9. She streamed today at 9 too on Wednesday, so as Carrie says, there's a bunch of us that just check Twitter around 9 every day. Not touching that, I mean. Not touching that. Just the tips. Like this. Or I could put the tips just you know, where this starts. Or maybe the dangly. I'm not gonna call it dangly bits. Oh my sweet goodness. It's like I've been sniffing Citrusolve or something. I'm just killing myself today. That was so not dangly bits. Oh sweet goodness. Drink some coffee, Paul. I'm sorry. Oh, sweet goodness. I just, you know how I like to merge words? Well, you know, like crusty beans and dangles. It was just natural. Sweet goodness. Oh my god. Sorry, I need a little interlude. I apologize for anybody that's watching on YouTube. Oh boy. This one is called, which one? Pictograph? Somebody can put in a link for you, my friend. All of these stencils either come in 8x10. This is 8x10 pictograph. There's also a 6x6. And for example, these tribal squares I also have in, I'll show you the difference between sizes when it's in 6x6. I don't have the 6x6 of the pods. Poppies, excuse me. I don't know why I want to call them pods. Oh boy. Sweet goodness. Where did it go? You guys just saw that I had it, right? When I was looking for the pictographs, there it is. Alright. So you see the 6x6 looks like this. And then the 8x10. So the designs, what would you say, Patty? Are they 50% maybe? I don't know if you can see the difference in between. Maybe if I put a sheet of paper here. Let's see the difference kind of. So I like that, especially when you can work, you know, this could be your background, and then what, you know, when I talk about top stencils or finishing stencils or, you know, some of the definitions that I personally use, this is good for on top, stenciling on top and that. And now we turn to our regular programming. Sweet goodness. Okay, so these, this is all dry now. Let me get a brand new card here. Oh boy, oh boy. Or maybe, let's see. The envelopes on these are quite big. They're at least 1/4 of an inch bigger on each side, maybe more. Find my ruler here. The envelope is 5 1/4 by 5. What? Sorry, 7 1/4 by 5 1/4. But I think I'm just going to do a little. No, I can't do it unless I did it over the back. Or I could do 2 I could do 2 envelopes at the same time. That's what I'm going to do. I'll decorate the envelopes. Okay. So I think I'm going to use some yellow to pick this up, a light yellow. Oh boy. Yeah, I'm going to get the stamps. Oh, so, and then the stamp is even a different size. The rubber stamp, for example. Here's one of the sheets. There are three different rubber stamp sheets that Patty sells in her Etsy. I have a note that says Patty's Mark, but that's what she called this one. Let me see, where's the other one? Whew. So all these stencils have matching stamps, but you know me. I like to use different stencil, different images, right? Because I think even though all Patty's images are different, I think they all work together. Oh, that's fine. The other one. Stampage everywhere. I'm looking specifically for one. Oh my goodness, I had a craft-a-lanch. That's nothing new. Nothing new, I know. What else is new? Alright, I'm gonna use this. This comes off this one. Print on the envies. Yeah, Sherry, I'm gonna print on the envies right here. Because I need to find this stamp. It's next to me somewhere. But I love, this is one of my favorite designs because it looks like a snowflake or a flower. I don't know why I'm pointing with this one. It looks like a snowflake or flower, but yet at the same time it's geometric. Spider. Where? Don't even joke, because you never know if you see something like that. Because, okay, so here's the pod, for example. So you can check out Patty's Etsy. And so this is much, much smaller than obviously the stencils. Why do I keep calling it pods? Poppies. There best not be a spider, if this is what you're talking about. If there really is a spider, I'm gonna lose it. Let me take a drink. I need a drink. Okay. Anyways. Ooh! Now that I think about it, sorry Patty, let me interrupt this regular scheduled program. I want to show Jamie, our wonderful APG Jamie, who is the one of the co-founders of the Hot Mess Art Gang. And I've shown this before, but now that Patty's here, and probably Patty has to go soon, let's go to bed. This was made with Patty's designs, her stencils. And APG Jamie made this, and I wanted to show Patty, because I don't think she saw it. And there's lots of sprayage on there, and beautiful designs. Is Patty still here? Oh yeah, she is. It's in the can. Yeah, thanks, Bunny. There better not be any spiders, guys. That's not a good joke. I don't like that joke. I don't like that joke. So Jamie H made a beautiful t-shirt. And then at the top, on my top left-hand shoulder here, there's this design of Patty's. I'm not sure what this one's called, Patty. This design that looks like a sun. So thank you, Jamie. I know Colleen has one too, and the back is just all sprayed. I don't know if you can see all the splots. Teresa says that Jamie has a video of her making these shirts on YouTube. APG Jamie. But I wanted to show Patty that since we were talking about those stencils. Okay, back to the regular scheduled program, and there better not be any spiders around here. I really don't know if Debbie's joking or not. Jesus. Because you never know. I mean, I had a spider here Saturday, so there possibly could be one that I don't see. There, Debbie, that's better. I know that one's a joke. Alright. Okay, so I'm going to use a little bit of this lemon yellow again. I just bought it today, so might as well use it. And this has been drying for a while, so we should not have any problems with that. And I definitely need more paint. Alright, no spiders right now. Right now. I'm looking around though. You never know. I live in a basement, so you know how that goes. Now, if I see one of those, you're gonna be hearing a few bad words, probably. Definitely some screamage. I don't like centipedes at all. Oh, they look like they're hairy. Oh, I hate them, but you know, I live in a basement, so that's what happens. Alright. So I'm looking at my envelopes. I'm gonna put half on the bottom of this one, and the other half on the bottom of this one, and then we press. Thanks, Carrie, for Jamie's. On YouTube, she's Artist Poet Girl. Welcome, Lucia. Is Carol here? I do not see her. So when you're taking these pickup, you know, clean up prints, people have different names for them. You really got to make sure you press well enough. So I know it seems like it takes a long time, and you're like, oh, just reveal it already. But you really gotta, ooh, crusty bits. Oh, Carol Burke. Welcome, my heart boy with bread. See these crusty bits. That's why I try to take it off. This is too much. When it's, you know, that's many layers of crusted paint. Bad news. So that'll be nice. That's just at the bottom of the envelope. Like if you look at it like this. And then we have ooh, look at this. I just love this stencil. Because I know it's called tribal square, but it looks like arrows. Yeah, so now we have some, you know, we were using this anyways, right? To put the design on one card. And where's my cards gone? So now I have a couple of, you know, well, semi-matching. I think it matches one of the stencils. Or sorry, one of the card fronts. Where's my other card? Oh, sweet goodness. Well, maybe it doesn't match. Kinda. Kinda matches. Oh, that's a good idea, Rain. Rain suggests that I should have, and should is not a good word, but I could have ran this stripe just down the side of the envelope. Oh, that would be nice. That would have been nice, too. But that'll be perfect spot for my stampage. Some of you guys have seen it. I've been trying to keep it a secret because I also have one to give somebody else, who I'm sure you all can guess. So this is, who makes it? It's a Studio Calico one, but I found it at, for really inexpensive at HomeSense, or Winners, whichever one. So I'm just going to stamp this 3 times across. Then you have a Happy Mail. And it's just because the ink is wet why you see that little bit of a glare there. Oh, it's so nice to use a brand new archival black ink pad. Nothing like it, my friends. Oh, wonky. That's okay. Some cute Happy Mail. Alright, let's go back to these. Ooh, this one. We still didn't put anything on top of this one. I'm still missing one card. What did my other card look like? But look how cool. Look at this little interlude again. Look how cool this paper's looking from me brayering all those different colors on top of it. Because this piece of deli paper is actually kind of stuck to it. I think there might have been some paint under one side. I mean, it's not like, you know, finished. I'm just saying it's kind of stuck to it. But look at what's happening because this deli paper has this particular stencil, and this one is called Pac-Man Stacks. That's cool. I like that. So just cutting this out and gluing it on a card is going to be nice. Now, where's my other card? I did make 4, right? 1, 2, 3, 2. Oh, it's up here. It's up here with the dangles. Alright, so I think these ones are, to me, anyways, pretty much done. They just need some splots. I need to put splots. Patty thinks I should put some blacks. Well, that's what I was just thinking, that I'm going to, instead of using the jelly plate, no, I should use a jelly plate, because then I can do pickup prints on for the decorating the envelopes, right? And then I have the dangles with this particular card that we want to do in red. Red on top. But I think something about this one's just telling me that it needs stampage. I'm gonna use this this circle one, and again I've got a acrylic block. All right, everybody get serious. So I have some carpet tape on this acrylic block. And on the other side, there's nothing. So if I use cling-mounted stamps, it would go on this side of the block. But lots of times I use red rubber stamps. So to stick red rubber stamps, I use sticky back carpet tape. And, you know, it gets a little, I won't say crusty, gets a little dirty or worn out. I don't know what word. Anyways, there comes a time where you need to peel it off. And it just quickly peels off like that. You just scrape it off later. Not a big deal. So, look, I don't have fancy block. I mean, these blocks are, you know, but I don't have. I just use whatever works for me. Now, if you do want good impression, you need to put a mouse pad or something underneath, because, you know, and it's a good reminder for everybody all the time. When you have a rubber stamp, you have wood, cushion, rubber. So right now I have the block in place of the wood. I have the rubber, but I have no cushion. So to get a clean impression or a clear impression, you need to make sure that you can put that cushion underneath your project. So, but I'm not too worried, because this is already kind of cool and grungy looking and whatnot, that I'm not too worried that I need a clear image. You know, if you're stamping something fancy, you're going to need that little piece of sponge. Or a mouse pad. Oh, this is a juicy ink pad. Alright. So I'm just going to use some archival black. And I'm just going to stamp in a couple spots. Starting by hanging off the edge here. and off stamp some so that you get some of the, you know, different shades of it. And see, I'm not rubbing my ink pad. I don't do any of that. I like to tap. I'm a tapper. Or if your ink pad is smaller than your stamp, I tap this way. So let's see. Oh. Maybe too much. But I'm going to put my sentiment right there anyways, I think. See, I need a darker one. I worked myself into this pattern, and now I need a darker. I need one of these down here to be a little darker. There we go. Bella? No bark. Alright. And then you can always go back to your card. Oop, that was a bad stamp. That was bad news. Didn't press all the way down. And see, if you're worried about that, that's exactly the reason why you need a little bit of sponge on this pad. I need to take a sip of my drink, I think. Saturday night I will be streaming again. Okay, Vern. Now, let's mix some of them together. Like, okay, so I kind of have this thing going on already. And this is how I create cards. I just kind of go with what's you know, as the things come to me. So right here, I have an off stamp that didn't go so well, but it's just perfect. It's just saying, Paula, you need to put a border there. So, let's bust out. Ooh, look at this fancy jelly plate. So this is just a, you know, a pickup print from other jelly plate sessions. So Ranger Archival ink is permanent, but I can still see it shiny, so it's not dry. So it has to be permanent, it has to be dry before it's permanent. And why I'm telling you that is, if I glue this down right now, especially if I use, say, matte medium or some such thing, it's going to smear that black. But I'm going to take an older ink pad here. I'm going to be streaming again at 9. I don't know if she sees me or not. I wonder if she's watching a recording or something. I've done that. Okay, so I just want to ink the edges of that little bit so that it stands out a little bit more. I don't know if that makes sense. Alright. Can wrap it around. Okay, what glue shall I use? What is around me? We got here. Tack. Eileen's tacky. Probably not the best bet. I guess I'll just have to use a little bit of. Ooh, look at my ink pads hanging out there. Always put a lid on your ink pad. Why are you cracking the whip? What's going on? Am I not working fast enough for you? I'm looking for a brush. A glue brush. See you tomorrow, Linda. Frazzer, frazzin'. Glue brush. It's one of those days. Okay, here we go. We're good. Night, Jean. I think your name is pronounced Jean and not Jeanne. Alright, so this is just a little, I mean, you can use any white glue, whatever, Mod Podge, whatever you got going. This is matte medium. It's actually Tri-Art's polymer medium in matte. Alright, so a little bit on the card, because that's what TV taught me. And you could go on top, but you know, I'm not going to be putting too many layers on top of this either, so it doesn't, night, Patty. Oh boy. Patty just means she's very excited about this and she's itching to sign that contract. Okay, so I'm going to cut this off. Oh, nice. And it just looks like I printed it on there. Jeannie. Oh, thanks for letting me know. Because I would be just calling you Jean. Jeannie spelled like our other friend Jeannie. I like this. I'm liking it. Good night, I Heart Boy with Bread. Now, let's see. So, we inked that. Sorry, I got quiet. I got thinking. Think. So, I think all of these are done. Oh, these are the best scissors. I've used these for years. I've cut a lot of rubber with them. But I even find myself when I go back to the other ones, I can just really wield. Is that the right word? Wield. I get a lot of control with these. And plus, you don't have, they're ergonomic because you're not opening your hand and closing. They're just. And I think they come now like with nice purple, different color things or whatever. Okay, so I think these cards just need some splots. But what are we going to do with this bad boy? Patty suggested pictograph. We can just do some. Boy, I'm making a mess. Not that that's any different than any other time. Oh, that's a lot of paint. All right, where did that little sponge go? I'll just get another one. So I'm just using some regular black paint and makeup wedge. And so if if you stencil kind of the normal way, or the old, I don't know if you want to call it, I guess old-fashioned is probably not the right word. But then you can, you can put your pictographs, your images, depending on no matter what stencil you're using, closer together, or say in a different sequence like this one, right? You can make them wonky unintentionally. Let's see. I'll put this one over here maybe. Oh boy. So, this is what happens when, say, I've got some paint on the back side of my stencils that I need to just wipe on my art pants here, which are just, you know, today they're old yoga pants, but sometimes they're old pajama bottoms that I just wear in the art room. But, you know, so you've got to be real careful that your sponge, especially this paint's very fluid. It's not, anyway, you got to make sure that you don't have too much paint on that sponge, or else it seeps underneath. Got some seepage. Alright, I'll do that in a few spots. I think that's fine. Now I got all that black paint left over. Razor, frazzin'. Yeah, so I got something going on there, but that doesn't mean, you know, it's a little, night Barb. You know, got a little bleed through, but it's okay. Let me just use up some of this black paint here. On what? On what? That's not a good one. So this page has some molding, light modeling paste. It's actually Dreamweaver stencil paste, embossing paste, I should say, and it's crumbly. Now, it could be because it's old. Anyways, make a hot mess. Turn the page. Let me black this out, maybe. So this is just one of my leftover or desk journals. This one just has a lot of more pages that don't have anything on it, so I can do these type of background things. I'm just gonna let it dry. Alright, back to this. So I'm pretty, what do you guys think? I think that, is it bad for Janet Chipmunk again? Oh, I know. I'm sorry, Janet. I know Janet was having problems at Dee Dee's too this morning. It's good to see you, my friend. Janet's been art journaling. It's awesome. I've been watching Janet on YouTube for 5 years. Okay. But in my opinion, what do you guys think? I think red splots will, hey JZ. Yeah, it's Ustream. It's Ustream servers. So sometimes you get it, sometimes you not. Like Dee Dee and Joyce were fine for me, but Z wasn't. So I don't know. Yeah, they all look good red, eh, Eileen? Red splots? I think so. I think red splots would look good on all these cards. In my opinion, and I guess at this particular moment, my opinion's the only one that matters. Since I'm making the cards. And then we'll have a drawing for one, maybe? Or two? Alright, we'll get some Liquitex Basics Primary Red out. So, I think I can splot them all at the same time. Let me move some of these ATCs. Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. Hopefully Ustream will have it all figured out by tomorrow. Holy, oh my goodness, I thought my coffee filled. Alright, little bit of red paint, and we shall add a little bit of water. Oh, I went to Dollarama today and forgot spray bottles. Razor, because I obviously, what the devil's wrong with this? Now it's just air. Look at that. Did you see it foaming up? I just foamed my paint. What the fluffy is going on here? Alright, let me find out. I like to use a round brush. Yeah. Yeah, Pam. It's just off and on all day. It was like that, like I said. Some people had it at Dee Dee's, some people had it at Joyce's, some people when they watch recordings. And it's, you know, like I said, like I was fine at Dee Dee, but then somebody else, it's not fine, so I can't figure it out. I'm the last techie person. I just know that Ustream's gonna fix it. Thank you, Ustream, for being free. I know that they'll fix it soon. Oh my goodness, it's not even water coming out of this, it's air. That is the strangest thing. What's wrong with this water bottle? Alright. That's probably too much water now. Too much water. We're gonna have splots for days. Oh boy, oh boy. Alright, because you want to have enough water in it that, you know, your paint's gonna splot nicely or drip nicely. And look, I'm mixing dried black paint in with it too. Oh, fantastic. Oh well, extra texture. Okay, so once it's all kind of mixed up and it's pretty fluid, I think you can see that. Then I'm gonna just take it and flick it. So I actually, because I like big splots and I cannot like. Where's Pam? Other Pam. I like big splots. Anyway, so I like to scoop it. I kind of scoop it if you see my paintbrush there, and then I flick it. And then you get the real big splots. If you didn't kind of scoop it, you just pick it up, you get finer splots. Oh, it's blending in too much on this one. I might have to bust out some white spots. I'm going to put that one to the side. There are crusty bits in my splots. I don't know where all this paint is going, but I just heard it hit a bag. Like, you know, like when water hits a plastic bag, you hear that. Oh, boy. It's good to meet you, Tamiko. Another Tamiko. I think we're going to call you Tam. Or you would like us to call you Tam. Alright, I got splottage everywhere. My baby wipe. No, this is actually, see, my lighting right now is real crappy. It's actually called Primary Red. Liquitex Basics Primary Red. So it's, you know, stop sign red. Alright, so these are, like I said, they're pretty thick, so I'm gonna have to take the heat gun to it. And I have all that left over, so let's go back to one of these journals and see where I can add some red splots. This looks like a bit good enough pages, any? I don't like to waste paint. And at the same time, I mean, you get very, you know, because you're not thinking too hard about things. You're just flipping to pages and just doing, saying, hey, that looks good. And you don't second, or for me anyways, I don't second guess myself, and I just throw it on there. And you end up getting, I think, or I end up getting, excuse me, hiccup, some pretty good results that way. Unexpected results. Yeah, but it's my lighting for sure, because it's a very yellow light right now. I need to get better lighting. It's on the list. It's on the list, my friends. Bear with me. I know. I know. Yeah, 5 years. My 5-year YouTube anniversary passed in February, and it will be 5 years on Ustream in June. Okay. Whoa, I just put my finger in that big splot. Okay, heat gun. Oh my goodness. Craft-a-lanch. Alright, I'm gonna have to give up on that, or we're gonna be here for half an hour. Half an hour, trying to dry it. So, these are my, I still have to work on this bad boy. This guy needs a few more things. Maybe some stamps, I don't know, I'll have to think about it. Maybe all I need to do is outline the poppies, I'm not sure. But the rest of them are pretty much done. And all I'm going to do is ink the edges in black, kind of like I did with this one. I gotta be careful because my splots are really... Right, so this one's inked, just a little ink on the edge, and that's what I'll be doing at the rest of them. And that'll tie it in, right? It kind of, I just like how it looks. And then I can just add some sentiments, or something. So this is me, making cards. I hope you enjoyed it. Again, you don't have to, I mean, I mixed, like with this card, I mixed jelly plating, mono printing directly onto a card background, and then I put jelly plate printed papers on top. But, if you don't want a jelly print right on your background, you can always just cut up your papers and mat them on your card front. All depends on what you like. I also have to fix up, maybe I'll have to put some washi tape at the top there. I have to put some washi tape. And that's it. So I think I'm gonna I gotta send 1 or 2 of these out, but I think I'll give 2 of them away. But there's no guarantee which one you'll get. How about that? Because I don't want to give away who or what of these or where they're going. So, but I'm only gonna do 1 drawing. I'm gonna pick 2 numbers, but I'm gonna do 1 drawing. Oh, you live outside Vancouver, Nether Canadian. Awesome. Chilliwack. Okay, so there's only your odds are good because we just lost 1 viewer. There's only 38 viewers unless somebody's signing in. I'll give a couple of minutes for people to sign in that want to play, and we'll just do 1 drawing. You're gonna choose 1 number, but I'm gonna pick 2 numbers randomly. Does that make sense? You're going to wait till I type in go. I'm going to wait because there's a lag. I'm going to type in go. Enter a number between 1 and 50. And I'm going to pick, but I'm going to pick 2 numbers. You all are going to pick 1, but I'm going to pick 2. So that we don't go through this whole chat scroll thing twice. Does that make sense? Exactly, Carrie. So that we don't have to go through the chat like everybody scrolling like crazy twice. Razor Frazen. My phone is not here. I guess I could go on my tablet, but my hands, I don't want to touch my tablet with my hands like this. So I'm going to pick 2 numbers between 1 and 50 randomly in my head. So I got to pick the numbers. Sweet goodness! I didn't type go! I didn't pick the numbers yet. Okay, I go to random.org. So you guys keep doing what you're doing. Oh, sweet lovin'. I'll just use my pen. Oh boy, there's got to be a better way. There's got to be a better way. Should I type in go? Okay, thanks, I except, yes, I'm journal artista. Well, that didn't go so well. Still learning my, learning my handwriting. Okay, so okay, Carrie, help. So everybody picked a number. This is the most unorganized thing I've ever seen. Oh my goodness. Does everybody have a number in? Everybody that wants to play. Fair warning. Yeah. It's late, yeah. Everybody else needs some exactly, Lori. 1 in 50. Do over. Okay. This is the... Oh, sweet goodness. Help! I'm gonna get hate mail over this. People are gonna send me some nasty emails. Oh my. Help! What? 1 in 50. I give up. I give up. Did anyone at any time choose 46? Help, help, help. Did anyone at any time choose 46? Oh my goodness. Debbie chose... I was waiting for Miko to put that in, Debbie. Oh my goodness. Oh, sweet loving Jesus. Oh, excuse my language. Sweet goodness. I apologize. I don't even know what to do anymore. Carrie, help. Somebody help me. Should we start all over? I don't know what to do. I honestly don't know what to do, guys. I want to give away 2 cards. Somebody asked me, this is the Samsung Galaxy Tab, let me see, I didn't get the pic. It's a Samsung Galaxy Tab 10 inch. It looks like this. I wrote on top of it. Okay, we're gonna start over and I'll write go. Oh my sweet goodness. If I have to give away 3, I'll go back to... Okay, I'm gonna type in go. When you see me type in go... Alright, wait till I type in go. AJ11? No, AJ, I wrote your name. Like I said, if I have to give 3 away, we'll be all good. So we're gonna use these numbers. We're gonna use these numbers you just typed in after I wrote go. All these ones that are scrolling for 2 drawings. Boy, this is the clear as mud. This is brutal. There's gotta be a better way. Got to be a better way. Okay. So, the number was 23. And I think I saw Cynthia. I'm pretty sure Cynthia is first. Oh, this is bad news. I'm going to generate again. So we're using the same numbers. Yeah, Cynthia, generate again, and 35. So AJ and Cynthia. Cynthia, do I have your address? I'm not sure. Boy, that was messed up. We gotta find a better way with the lag. There's gotta be a better way. Someone, if anybody can think of a better way, although I'm sure you guys have just hilarious fun doing it that way. But between the lag and stuff, it's sometimes it gets confusing. It's good for a laugh, yeah, exactly. Debbie's just typing in. Debbie, you're already getting a pocket letter. Sweet goodness. Oh, the second number? Sweet Jesus. Bad news, bad news. I'm gonna have to make 40 cards. Every one of these. I'm gonna have to make every one of this pack and send them out to everybody. Oh my god. Thanks, Janet. The second number was 46. I still have it up here. Hold on. 35 was the second number. So, AJ, Cynthia. So, if I don't have your email or address, it's best to email me at journalartista@gmail.com. Oh, man. And one person types a number and that's it. I was wanting to... Where's Patty's going to bed so I can say it. I was wanting to prank Patty at her stream, and if she had a drawing, when she says, okay, when I type go, I was going to type go for her. Because she pranked me the other time, but now that the gig's up, I won't do it. I wanted to, though. I really wanted to. Sherry? Shabing Sherry? Awesome. Did I just send Sherry something? Oh, I'm getting people confused. All my mail's going out on Fridays, so if you're waiting for something from me, well, and plus other people that don't think that anything's coming from me. All right. Oh, sweet goodness. That was exciting. So that is not Sherry P. That is Shabing Sherry. There's a few Sherrys. I think there's at least 3 of them right now. Night, Cheryl. I'm about to sign off. Hopefully you like the cards tonight, guys. Something different. And we had a few laughs. And I got some cards made. So that's a that's a that's a step forward. Oh my goodness. Alright, Vern. I shall see you guys all on Twitter and Ustream tomorrow, I'm sure. Let's all hope and think positive thoughts about Ustream fixing whatever problem is with their sound. Alright. Thanks, Debbie. Thanks, everybody. Good night. Everybody have a good night. Thanks, Rain. Alright. Bye, everybody.